All right, everybody, so today we ain't messing around. You obviously clicked on this video because you're an idiot and you don't know how to easily install a heatsink on your SSD for your PS5. Yeah. So that's what I'm here to show you. First, you're gonna open up the box to the heatsink. Bam, comes with instructions. We don't need it. That's what the video's for. All right, so you got your little screws, put that aside. Little screwdriver, put that aside. Your heatsink, put that aside. Because we gotta open up the SSD. Now before we get started, it is important that if you get an SSD for your PS5, that it says PCLE. Without that PCLE, your junk ain't gonna work. Let's open the box here. All right, now you know what? Looks like they got some protective tape on the side, but you know what? That's what this is for, right? We just get in there. You wanna gently open the box like so, and bam, there she is. All right, now check it out. The cool thing about this heatsink is that the strips are already on. All you need to do is peel that off. See the half cut circle on that side? Bam, you got a half cut circle on this side. All you're gonna do is put the half cut circles both on each side, and you want to match it up to where there's a bit of the SSD sticking out on both sides, just about like that much, as you can see on the back of the heatsink. That way you have something to screw it down on the PS5. Now you take the top part of the heatsink. Again, half circle, half circle. Match it up with the bottom heatsink. Now, say you put it on and it's not even. Well, guess what? The adhesive that comes with it, it's pretty easy to take off. You're not stuck. So if you need to reset your SSD or the top heatsink, it's no problem. Now that you got it on, remember the screws that it came with? Well, we're gonna put those in on each side of our heatsink right there. And this only takes a few turns. Bam, it's in. And we got one more there. Bam, and two more on this side. Bam. Bam, there you go. Screws are installed both sides. It's time to put this bad boy in our PS5.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, now we got our PS5. Now, if you're like me and you have your PS5 standing up on its stand, you're gonna have to take this stand off first. Again, you put it on, you should know how to take it off, but if you don't, you gotta take this screw off. You're just gonna take this flathead screwdriver and take that screw out. So you see how the ejector port is facing away from me. I'm gonna grab this back one. This one, you're gonna lift up, and then you're gonna slide it down that way. Boom, and it should come off, and oh my God.
Oh my God, what is that?
This is the first time I've taken the cover off this thing since I first got it, for like what, 3 years ago? How long has the PS5 been out, 2-3 years? Look at that. Well, this is a good time to do some cleaning. Okay, now that that's off, this is where your SSD is gonna go. And as you can see, you got a screw right here that needs to come off. And guess what? You can use the same screwdriver that came with the heatsink. It matches up perfectly. As you can see, that screw wasn't on there tight. Doesn't need to be tight, right? You can also just use that, pop that in there. Bam! Now, you got another screw in here, right there. You're gonna have to take that bad boy off because that's what's gonna hold down your SSD. Again, using the same screwdriver that came with your heatsink. And if your heatsink didn't come with a screwdriver, all you need is a Phillips, just a little tiny Phillips screwdriver. So now you're gonna take your SSD. Now, the best way I can tell you is you see these things on your SSD. It's gonna go in here, facing toward this big gray little box thing, right? All right. You're just gonna slide it in, just like that, and you'll feel like a little click, and that's when you know it's in there. And you're just gonna put the screw in right on top here. And again, doesn't need to be super tight, just snug, and there you go. That is where I put the screw in. Easy. Now you're just gonna put your bay cover back on, put the screw back in with the PlayStation symbols facing upwards. Bam, toss that on, put your cover back on. There you go, you're all set. You now have a new SSD and you don't have to let Call of Duty take up your entire drive. Just plug your PS5 back in, install the update, good to go. If you got any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you found it helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any more gaming and pro wrestling content. Until next time, this is Chris Evans, out.